You never know what you're capable of until your resolve is truly tested, especially when it comes to protecting those you love. We lived in a part of town that the news frequented for muggings, burglary, home invasions, and the occasional murder. But as most people do in life, we comfort ourselves by saying, "Well, that could never happen to me. I'm smart enough to get out of that kind of trouble," or "I'd never put myself in a situation like that." However, these occasions seldom care what you think. It was a windy winter night in Seattle, and one of the few occasions that we got snow. I lived in a low-rent house with my wife Jennifer and our beautiful 8-year-old daughter Bentley. We weren't poor, we weren't rich, just a normal family in a less than fortunate situation. I had just been laid off and was working at a staffing agency to make ends meet until I could find something more permanent. It was Friday night, and I was looking forward to the weekend with my family. We didn't have much, but we had each other. "What do you want for dinner, baby?" my wife asked after greeting me with a kiss. "Whatever's clever," I replied as I turned to embrace Bentley, who was running full kilter towards me. "Ugh, you're getting heavy, kiddo. Did you grow while I was gone?" "No," she giggled. "Maybe you're just getting old." Jennifer also stifled a laugh at this. She had a habit of commenting on my age whenever I complained about something, or grunted doing menial things like getting up from the couch. "I wonder where she picked that up," I said, glaring playfully at Jen. "I have no idea," she defended, voice dripping with sarcasm. "I would never say anything like that about my old man." She placed her arm around my waist, and with one arm around Jen and the other on Bentley's shoulder, we walked to the kitchen. The layout of the house was simple. From the front door, you walk into the living room. Straight ahead is our modest kitchen, to the left is the bathroom and the door to the poorly maintained garage, and to the right is the hallway to the 2 bedrooms. We ate dinner, joking and laughing, before watching a movie and going to bed. The sound of glass breaking shot me awake. I thought that perhaps it was just the tail end of a dream, until I heard the shuffling. Jen was also awakened and looked at me with wide eyes. "Bentley," she whispered urgently. I hurriedly got out of bed and rushed to the door. Cracking it open, I overheard 2 men whispering. "Okay, you find the girl, take her to the van. I'll kill the husband and grab the wife," the first ordered. "Are we gonna have some fun first?" the second asked in a sickening tone. I felt my blood turn from ice to fire at their words. I wasn't an especially intimidating man, but I'd been in more than a few fights, and I wasn't about to let these sick fucks touch my family. Fighting every urge to immediately rush to my daughter's room, I watched and waited. Jen was less patient and asked, "What are you doing?" I was making a plan. I knew that with the roads as they were, the police would take too long to get here, and I had the element of surprise. "Listen," I said, calmly as I could, walking around to Jen's nightstand. She kept a dream journal, and her pen was the only thing in our room close to resembling a weapon. I grabbed it and continued. "When they come into the hallway, I'm going to rush them. When I do, go get Bentley, get to the car, and go. Get to the police station. I'll be right behind you." I hoped I wasn't lying. "No," she said quickly. "You're going to get yourself killed." "Jen, there's no other way out of this. I have surprise on my side. You have to get our daughter out of here," I pleaded. "Okay," she conceded after a brief silence. "But you come back to us. I love you. I love you too. Now get ready." The men were creeping through the hall now, and I was gripping the pen so tightly my knuckles were bone white. "Now!" I exploded out of the bedroom into the hall, surprising our intruders. As I rushed the first man, I saw the gun. He was raising it to fire at me, but I pushed his hands up as he fired, leaving the bullet to penetrate the roof above me, showering me with paint chips and drywall. As intruder number 1 looked up at his gun, wrestling it away from me, I saw my opportunity. With his neck exposed, I punched the tip of the pin into his throat, showering me further with blood as he choked and dropped the pistol in a vain attempt to remove the pin and save himself from a painful death. I used his body as a battering ram, and with all the force I could muster, ran at the second man. With a shout to rival any Viking charging into battle, I shoved myself and the still choking dead man into the remaining threat. With a loud thud, the 3 of us hit the ground, and the second thug's gun slid across the floor. As we hit the ground, I saw my beautiful Jennifer take the opening and run towards the garage with our daughter. "Go! Go!" I shouted, still wrestling with the remaining intruder. As she tried to run past, the man grabbed her ankle, causing her to fall hard. Bentley was crying, Jen was dazed, and I was scared. With the body still on top of the man, I quickly got up and helped Jen and Bentley to their feet. "Get to the car! Go!" I said, and ran with them to the garage door. I heard footsteps, and that's when I remembered. The first gun. It was still in the hallway. I turned and confirmed my fears. The thug had indeed gotten out from under the body and reached his partner's gun. He stood. "Stop!" he shouted, a sickening smirk crawling across his lips. My wife froze, a look of terror on her usually quizzical face. "You actually thought you were gonna get away? That you were gonna save those bitches?" Well, things just got a whole lot worse for them. And instead of killing you, I'm gonna make you watch. Over my dead body, I thought. I looked back at my family. Jen knew me well enough to know what I was thinking. She silently shook her head. "I love you both. More than anything," I said, not caring if the man heard me. I motioned to the car with my eyes. She blinked once, and I knew my wife understood what I meant. I turned my head back to the man and matched his smirk with one of my own. He faltered, and when he did, my wife ran out of the door. "Hey, bitch!" he began, but I was on the move. He recovered quickly and fired the pistol 3 times. The first hit me in the shoulder and erupted into fire as the other 2 missed. I heard Jen and Bentley scream and was terrified that one of the strays hit them, but I didn't stop, and the adrenaline quickly dissipated the pain. I tackled the man, and another shot rang out. I couldn't tell if it hit me. I was seeing red. This bastard broke into my home, wanted to kill me, and do God knows what to my girls. I was gonna kill him. I faintly heard the car squealing their way down the road and was relieved that my family wouldn't see this. I beat him. I beat him mercilessly. Even when my hands were covered in blood, I continued. When I felt his cheekbone shatter, I continued. When his left eye popped out of its socket, still I continued. It wasn't until I realized I was punching bloody carpet that I stopped. There was nothing left of his face, just a hole and a hairline. I looked at my hands in shock, covered in gore. My girls are safe, I whispered to myself. I needed a cigarette. I grabbed one out of the pack on the counter and stepped out to the garage in a daze. I could still smell the burnt rubber from my car. I pulled out a stool, sat, and smoked till the police showed up. Still in shock, I didn't say anything. They busted through the front door and rushed inside. They likely didn't see me in the garage. "Holy shit!" I heard one officer say. "All right," said the other officer. He sounded like the senior of the 2. "Call it in." "Dispatch, this is 21. We're on scene. And we're gonna need a coroner. We got 3 bodies here." 3? Did I forget about a 3rd burglar? Did both of my girls get out in time? I snapped out of my daze and rushed inside, almost tripping over the body by the garage door. And then I froze. This was impossible. The body I almost stumbled over was mine. The third shot didn't miss. There was an unmistakable hole right there in the middle of my forehead. I watched my girls mourn. I watched them grieve. It was heartbreaking, but in the end, they were safe. That's all that really mattered. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, but I disagree. Hell truly hath no fury like a father tested. I don't know what comes next, but whatever it is, I welcome with open arms. It's a father's duty to protect his family, and not even death would stop me.